Yes, alright. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and boy, oh boy, you just can't believe it. Arsenal finally confirming. It's around so many hours, but let me just talk about this story. Arsenal have confirmed the signature of Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid on a 6-month loan until the end of the season without an option to buy. I'm going to discuss that and more. Smash the like button, get your subscriptions in, and tell me what you think about that story. I'm still setting up my studio, but as soon as I finish setting up, we are gonna be up and running very, very well on a daily basis. 3 videos on a daily basis, 4 videos on a daily basis. That is how we roll it. So smash the like button, get your comments in, and share with me what you think about Martin Odegaard at Arsenal. Subscribe to the channel, and congratulations to all people who support this channel, who love this channel. People like Mugume Bennett, thank you so much. Those people, we have hit 19,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the Kosi Arsenal's podcasters. Yes, it's a done deal. Martin Odegaard has finally signed for Arsenal. I told you yesterday, he did his medicals, he completed his medicals, he joined the training sessions with other players. It was just a matter of time that Arsenal could actually finally announce the signing. And yes, boy, oh boy, it has been announced that Martin Odegaard is now a Gooner. Finally, he is a Gooner. Of course, there's so many things he's been asked in his first, press conference or first interview, to just to be sure, at Arsenal by the Arsenal Digital. He has been asked so many questions, but there are those little concerns that actually piqued my interest, especially the fact that he was here in 2015. He was asked what actually that meant, and he said, yeah, he was here, he trained with the team, he had a little chat with the club, he wanted to be at this club, ever since then, but maybe there was no agreement between the player and his representatives, and then with Arsenal, to let him stay at the club, and therefore he joined Real Madrid. But in 2015, we could have signed him, and of course that was a big opportunity missed, because right now he's one of the biggest prospects. Even then, actually, when he was 15 years of age, he was one of the biggest prospects, prospects in European football. He was that kind of player many prophets had prophesied about, and Arsenal had the chance to sign him, but we didn't. We missed out on his signature. Now we have him on a loan deal. Actually, Fabrizio Romano says, at the end of the season, Real Madrid and Arsenal might actually go down, discuss, maybe a permanent stay or another loan for a full year. It will depend, but for now it's just a simple loan. There is no option to buy. Real Madrid strongly objected to the option of selling the player to Arsenal, which Arsenal had actually proposed in the earliest stage. And of course, I think that was good business from Arsenal. Just imagine you could get him on loan, and then you sign him in the summer for 35 million or 30 million. That would have been very, very brilliant business. But of course, even now, based on the fact that we have offloaded Mesut Ozil, now we need to we need a player who could actually add some creativity to the club. Martin Odegaard gives us that. He gives competition to Emile Smith-Rowe, but he also adds that layer of squad depth that we have been looking for, especially in terms of the midfield and creativity. Now, when he was asked about why he joined Arsenal, he said so many things. He wanted the club. He has always loved the way the club plays and so on. But he talked about Dani Ceballos, and he said they had a text, their text messages, moving from one part to the other, between him and Dani Ceballos, trying to convince him to come at Arsenal. And of course, Dani Ceballos played a big role, but we cannot forget Mikel Arteta's role. Of course, he did talk about it, that he believes in the manager, and the manager also believes in him. He told him he wants to use him as a focal point. He wants to use him as an important player in his squad. And of course, that leads us to two things. One, it means Martin Odegaard is going to be getting playing time at Arsenal regularly. The second thing is, if Martin Odegaard is going to be getting playing time at Arsenal regularly, the question is, who is going to drop? Yeah. That's the question. Who is going to, who is going to drop? Because we have to talk about it. Who is going to drop out of the pecking order? Who is going to drop out of the first 11? He's gonna be putting on shot number 11. That has also been confirmed. So it's not going to be a shot number 10. It's going to be a shot number 11. Well, I thought he was gonna put on a shot number 11, a shot number 10, but he chooses to go with shot number 11, which is also not a problem. Now, before we go to who drops and the playing time, because I think it's part of the deal. If you tell a player that, come to my side, I'm going to give you playing time, then you've got to give them the playing time because they deserve it. They chose to trust you, and I think Mikel Arteta has always done that. I've seen him give playing time to Willian, despite the fact that Willian has always been dead, despite the fact that Willian has always proven otherwise. He doesn't, he is not loyal to Mikel Arteta's trust, but Arteta is loyal to the promise. He has always given him playing time, despite the fact the player has not proven. So I still believe he's going to give Martin Odegaard space and time, and Arsenal is, by the end of the season, the player should be very, very much satisfied. It's either he proves himself worthy or he proves himself unworthy. Now, I've been watching a couple of videos, Galambelek as well as Statman Dave, and they were trying to they're trying to explain how Martin Odegaard plays, how could he line up with Arsenal, and what is the impact he adds to Arsenal. And he plays majorly in two positions on the pitch: the right wing, where Bukayo Saka plays, and in the number 10, where Emile Smith-Rowe plays. However, the good news is, he, with Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, and Emile Smith-Rowe, we can set out as a 4-3-3 army. Yeah, we can play a 4-3-3 other than playing a 4-2-3-1, because the fact is, if you are going to play a 4-2-3-1, then Martin Odegaard is going to replace Emile Smith-Rowe. If you are playing a 4-2-3-1, because he can't displace Saka, can he? Right now he can't. I know the quality he has is better than that of Saka, but the fact is, Saka is so important in Arsenal's setup right now. So I think we might be forced to play a 4-3-3, where we have two number 8s, which Statman Dave calls 2-3-8. So we are playing. We might play 2-3-8s and a number 6. And of course, that is. I talked about this when I was talking about how we could line up with Martin Odegaard, and I said, if you want to use Odegaard and Smith-Rowe in the same setup, it's easy. You play Thomas Partey behind them, and then in front of them, behind them, and then you play them as number 8s who are free to overlap as number 10s, and who are free to overlap as wingers, and of course that could work. We have seen it work at Manchester City when David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne were playing at the side. They were basically playing two number 8s, and we're basically playing two number 10s, and I think Emile Smith-Rowe can do that. Martin Odegaard can do that. Thomas Partey fits and he's better than Fernandinho when it comes to that defensive role and the box-to-box part of it. So I think we have a big signing. We have a great signing, in ourselves when it comes to the man himself, Martin Odegaard. Smash like button, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.